Al Capone, also known as Scarface, is a legendary and infamous figure in American history, particularly notable for his ascent as a prominent crime boss during the Prohibition era. His criminal empire left an indelible mark on society, law enforcement, and the economy, with far-reaching implications that continue to be studied and debated. This essay will delve into the multifaceted aspects of Al Capone's crime empire, examining its profound influence on the social and economic landscape of the time. From the illicit trade of alcohol to the systemic corruption of officials, Capone's dominion wielded considerable sway, shaping the very fabric of American society during this tumultuous period. The Prohibition and Bootlegging. During the 1920s, the Prohibition led to a ban on the production and sale of alcohol in the United States. This significant shift in the law created a lucrative opportunity for criminal enterprises to thrive, and Al Capone capitalized on this demand. He quickly became involved in bootlegging, setting up an extensive network for smuggling and distributing illegal alcohol. Capone's bootlegging operations were not only limited to Chicago, but also expanded to other major cities, making it a substantial source of income for his crime empire. He employed numerous tactics to avoid law enforcement, including bribing officials and establishing underground networks. Despite the risks involved, the operation was highly profitable for Capone, bringing him immense wealth and power. The scale of his bootlegging enterprise was massive, solidifying his reputation as one of the most powerful and influential figures in organized crime during the Prohibition era. The St. Valentines Day Massacre. The St. Valentines Day Massacre in 1929 stands as one of the most notorious and chilling events of Al Capone's criminal career. Capone orchestrated this brutal attack as part of his ongoing feud and rivalry with George "Bugs" Moran, a rival gangster. On that fateful day, 7 men were brutally gunned down, sending shockwaves through the city of Chicago and beyond. The widespread public attention garnered by the massacre further solidified Capone's reputation as a merciless and ruthless crime boss, instilling fear and awe in equal measure. However, the audacious violence also prompted heightened scrutiny from law enforcement and government authorities, sparking an intense crackdown on Capone's operations and increasing pressure for his arrest and imprisonment. Valentine's Day Massacre became a symbol of the lawlessness and brutality associated with Capone's reign, and left an indelible mark on the history of organized crime in America. Political corruption and bribery. Al Capone's crime empire extended its influence into the realm of politics and law enforcement, effectively becoming entangled in the fabric of governance. Capone and his associates engaged in widespread bribery and corruption, which allowed them to operate with shocking impunity. This corrupt network not only bought protection, but also manipulated the very system that was meant to uphold justice. The infiltration of corrupt officials at various levels of government enabled Capone to expand his criminal activities dramatically. From local law enforcement to high-ranking officials, the reach of Capone's corruption knew no bounds. The entire city of Chicago and beyond became ensnared in a web of illicit influence and power. As a result, the corruption had far-reaching consequences for the integrity of law and order, eroding public trust in institutions and breeding a culture of lawlessness and deceit. Public perception and media portrayal. Throughout his reign, Al Capone was depicted in the media as a larger-than-life figure, capturing the public's imagination and fascination. Newspapers and magazines were filled with sensational stories about his opulent lifestyle, lavish parties, and apparent acts of philanthropy, creating a complex public persona that both repelled and captivated the masses. His rise to power and ruthless control over Chicago's criminal underworld perpetuated the mystique surrounding him. The media coverage of Capone and his empire contributed to the mythos surrounding him, solidifying his status as a legendary figure in American crime history. Despite the criminal nature of his activities, some members of the public viewed him as a Robin Hood-like figure, providing for the community in times of need, while others saw him as a dangerous and ruthless gangster. The larger-than-life portrayal of Capone in the press further cemented his status as an iconic and influential figure in American culture. Downfall and legacy. Despite his considerable power and influence, Al Capone's downfall ultimately came as a result of tax evasion charges. In 1931, he was convicted and sentenced to prison, marking the end of his reign as a crime boss. Capone's conviction was a significant blow to organized crime and to his personal image as a formidable figure. The public spectacle of his trial and subsequent imprisonment underscored the government's commitment to bringing down even the most notorious criminals through legal means. However, his legacy endured, leaving an indelible mark on American popular culture. Capone's crime empire had a lasting impact on law enforcement practices, public perception of organized crime, and the broader societal attitudes toward prohibition and its consequences. Beyond the immediate ramifications of his downfall, the era of Capone significantly impacted the evolution of law enforcement tactics and the public's understanding of the complexities of organized crime. Furthermore, his influence reached far beyond his time, permeating popular culture and influencing countless portrayals of organized crime in literature, film, and television. The enduring fascination with Capone and his era has solidified his status as a symbol of the rise and fall of the American gangster, shaping public perception and understanding of this tumultuous period in history. Conclusion. The rise of Al Capone's crime empire during the Prohibition era was a pivotal chapter in American history, marking a time of significant social and political change. Capone's bootlegging operations, characterized by illegal alcohol production and distribution, became a symbol of the era's defiance against the ban on alcohol. His ruthless tactics and violent reign of terror instilled fear and secured his dominance within the criminal underworld. Moreover, Capone's extensive involvement in political corruption perpetuated an environment of lawlessness and moral decay. The media's sensationalized portrayal of Capone as a larger-than-life figure further solidified his notorious legacy, perpetuating the allure and myth surrounding his criminal empire. Thus, Al Capone's profound influence on organized crime, American society, and popular culture stands as a compelling testament to the enduring impact of his unprecedented criminal reign.